meeting back to order, and we're going to give our attorney, Mr. Washington, sort of allow us to give a 5-minute overview of the new emergency management law. Mr. Washington? Yes, sir.
The law.
And also, I want to thank each and every one of you in the audience for showing up tonight. It's a real show of support for this board in the many battles that we've gone through. And I want you all to know that we are going to continue to be advocates for education. There's no law against advocacy and against our ability to fight for the children in Detroit to have a high-quality education. And we as a board have agreed that we will continue to be the advocates that we were elected to be by the people here in the city of Detroit. And so we want to thank you all for coming out and supporting us on a Monday, Mr. Washington.
Yeah, just to start by echoing that. You know, when I walked in today, it was very impressive to see the people here and the people outside who, despite all of the slander, all of the lies and everything, still believe in public education in the city of Detroit, still believe in electing your own representatives, and still believe that you have the right to decide how your children are educated. Now, I'm sorry to say that in Lansing, those ideas seem to have no merit whatever, that the new governor and his friends in the legislature have just written a bill which gives all power, literally all power, to Robert Bobb. A bill which was specifically designed to overrule the opinion by Judge Baxter. That we know that Robert Bobb had been violating the law for 2 years. That's been documented in a court case, documented in a court order. And what the governor and the legislature did is, rather than punishing the man who had just flagrantly violated the law for 2 years, they changed the law to reward him for doing that. And I think what we have is a situation, we have a dictator now who's going to rule the schools of Detroit. And like all dictators, his problem is that he has no support. I think we all know that he is pretty much universally hated in the city of Detroit. No one believes he's improving education. No one believes he's improving finances in the city of Detroit. And I think we've now moved into the next phase of the struggle to defend the Detroit public schools after been fighting now for, 15 years. And I was saying to the board, you know, when I came in, it really was impressive, and in a way a tribute to the board and everybody who came before, and above all to the citizens, that despite everything, people are still here. And I think the one power they can't take away from the school board and can't take away from the citizens of Detroit is the right to say the truth, the right to gather together, and the right to make clear that what Mr. Bobb is proposing for the Detroit public schools, closing more schools, driving more students out, giving them to whatever charter operator happens to come in. All of that is not in the interests of education, not in the interests of the students, not in the interests of the city of Detroit. When you look at those population figures, there are many things that cause them. But among them are what Lansing has been doing to the public schools of Detroit. It's destroying this city. And I think I'm very glad that Anthony Adams and the other people on the board said that they were going to continue to be a forum for this community to express what's right and what's true and what public education really means and what the things that Lansing and Mr. Bobb never believed in and have forgotten anything that they did believe in. So I think we've got a real fight still to defend the public schools. They've changed the law in their favor, but they haven't won yet, and they're not going to win. So that's kind of where we are. I think just simply the suit before Judge Baxter, they've pulled the rug out from under it. They have made clear that any further lawsuits have to go to Lansing. They don't want to take a chance on any judge who's ever lived in the city of Detroit or even stepped foot in the city of Detroit. I think the legal options are tough now, but I forgot, I think Dr. King said the truth will rise, no matter what happens, and it will rise again. Thanks.